really hate each other now, and they cannot hide it anymore. King Charles and Prince William put on a united front last night. I thought that would dominate the headlines until I saw the simmering tension between the duplicitous Duke and his faceless Nancy Sidley's verdict. After another disastrous weekend.
Oh, it was supposed to be their grand comeback. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Harry and Meghan, finally stepping back onto the red carpet in New York City, all polished, glowing, and determined to prove they were still the power couple everyone once obsessed over. Cameras flashed, fans screamed, and the whole night shimmered with perfectly staged confidence. Meghan swept in wearing a show-stopping, figure-hugging gown that practically shouted, "I'm back, and I know it." But just when everything looked flawless, the sparkle shattered, because in the middle of that picture-perfect scene, Prince Harry, the man once known for his cheeky charm, suddenly snapped. And yes, the entire thing was caught on camera. It wasn't loud or explosive. It was quiet, sharp, and ice-cold.
New strains in the marriage. So yes, Harry and Meghan stepped out separately in New York, going their separate ways. Harry went one way, Meghan went the other way. I mean, it was not a huge surprise, given the barely simmering tension being able to keep under the surface at the humanitarian.
The kind of tension that makes you hold your breath when you watch it. You could feel the mood shift instantly, like the temperature in the room dropped. Then the internet did what it always does. The clip spread like wildfire, slowed down, zoomed in, replayed from every angle. Every blink, every twitch was studied as if it were some royal crime scene. The setting was the Ripple of Hope Gala in New York, their first big joint appearance in months, and Meghan was glowing, smiling, and posing like she was born for that spotlight. But Harry? He wasn't matching her vibe. His body was rigid, his smile looked forced, and that easy confidence he used to carry was nowhere to be found. Meghan, ever the pro, tried to subtly guide him closer to the cameras, resting her hand gently on his back, adjusting him for the perfect shot. But Harry wasn't having it. In one quick, tense moment, he turned sharply, his face tightening as he muttered something under his breath. You could see his lips move, and while no one heard him clearly, professional lip readers jumped right in. The consensus, Harry told her. "Stop." I said enough. Those words hit harder than a headline. The look on Meghan's face, that half-second flicker before she smiled again, said everything. And just like that, it blew up online. Within hours, #HarrySnaps. At Meghan was trending across Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. The clip was played, remixed, and dissected to pieces. Fans who once adored their united front started wondering if the cracks had finally split wide open. Even royal experts, the ones who can read expressions like they're decoding a secret message, agreed. Harry looked drained, cold, and emotionally done. And honestly, for those who've watched their journey from palace gates to Hollywood fame, it didn't come from nowhere. Behind that media-perfect exterior, insiders say Harry and Meghan have been carrying massive pressure. The Netflix fallout, the Spotify split, and the public slowly turning cold. It's been a slow unraveling of their once flawless image. That night in New York was supposed to be their redemption story, their big, "we're still thriving" moment. But instead, it turned into the opposite. A glamorous masterclass in awkward tension disguised as Hollywood sparkle. Even people at the event could sense it. Something about the energy just felt off. One insider described the vibe as weirdly uncomfortable, saying they arrived late and that Harry barely said a word all evening. Meghan handled the talking, the smiling, the charm, but it looked forced. And that viral red carpet clip, it wasn't just a single awkward second. Reporters caught more subtle moments of strain, Harry stepping back while Meghan chatted, Harry glancing away when she whispered to him, and Meghan laughing a little too loudly, almost like she was trying to fill the silence. To casual watchers, it might have looked like harmless miscommunication, but to royal observers and body language experts, it was something deeper. One expert told Page 6, that wasn't irritation. That was someone close to breaking point, and that analysis hit headlines instantly. Let's rewind for a moment, because that tension didn't just appear overnight. Sources say the lead up to the event was already rocky. Meghan was reportedly hands-on about every detail, the lighting, the poses, even how they'd walk the carpet. Harry, meanwhile, wanted something quieter, more authentic. He's never enjoyed the performative side of fame, one insider explained. But Meghan loves the spotlight. That's always been one of their biggest friction points. Add to that the recent backlash from Meghan's Suits co-stars quietly shading her comeback, and Harry's frustration that every outing turns into a PR storm, and the result was exactly what unfolded on that carpet. One unguarded moment that revealed what words didn't. Even their security team seemed on edge that night. Witnesses described confusion as they exited the car, leaving them stranded too long in front of paparazzi flashes. Meghan, always aware of her angles, was reportedly irritated when Harry didn't stand where she wanted for the photos. That's when the cameras caught it. The sharp turn, the flash of anger, the muttered words, and that icy silence that followed. What made the moment hit harder was how raw it felt. No staged smiles, no royal polish, just two people cracking under the pressure of pretending everything's fine when it's clearly not. Yet, Meghan quickly pulled herself together, slipping right back into that confident red carpet grace as if nothing happened. But to everyone watching, the damage was done, because insiders say Harry and Meghan have been under massive strain, and that night, the cracks finally showed for the world to see. Within seconds, she plastered on that trademark Hollywood smile, tilted her chin, and continued posing as if nothing had happened. But Harry, his expression didn't budge. The jaw stayed tight, the eyes darted away. The damage was done by the next morning. British tabloids were feasting on the footage. The Daily Mail called it the moment the fairy tale froze. The Sun dubbed it red carpet, royal rumble. Even the Telegraph, usually more restrained, ran the headline, Prince Harry's smile slips as Meghan commands the spotlight. Back in America, late-night hosts had a field day. Jimmy Kimmel quipped, "I guess even fairy tales need marriage counseling." Talkers made parody voiceovers of Harry saying things like, "Meghan, we rehearsed this." Others slowed down the clip to dramatic music, analysing every blink and every shift in posture. The Heads Together charity had been their shared passion for years, yet beneath all the memes, the laughter and the gossip, there was something deeper forming. A growing realization that the once inseparable duo might be drifting apart under the relentless weight of fame, expectation, and public judgment. For years, Harry and Meghan presented a united front against the world. The rebels, the outcasts, the lovers who escaped the cage of royalty to build their own kingdom. But on that carpet in New York, that illusion shattered, replaced by something far more ordinary: exhaustion, resentment, and the cracks of a relationship stretched too thin, according to royal insiders. Palace aides weren't surprised at all. One source claimed, "This has been building for a while. Harry's tired of being the accessory in Meghan's PR game. He's not used to being handled." Even Hollywood insiders whispered similar sentiments, that Harry's body language screamed discomfort, that he seemed out of his element in these celebrity events, and Meghan kept dragging him into them. That tension was bound to explode eventually, and explode it did, not with fireworks, but with one muttered sentence, one turn of the head, one icy look that said everything the Sussexes' polished interviews never could. That viral moment didn't just light up social media, it reignited a global conversation. Had the dream team finally hit a wall? When the cameras stopped flashing and the crowd's buzz faded into the cold New York night, things took a darker turn, one that not even the most polished PR team could spin. Because while Meghan still smiled for the lenses and Harry forced a tight grin, insiders say that once they were off the carpet, the tension between them was so thick you could practically see it. According to one eyewitness who worked the event, the second the doors closed behind them, Harry pulled away from Meghan's grasp. He didn't even look at her. The source whispered he went straight for their handler and muttered something sharp. Meghan stood frozen for a second, then followed, smiling again. But it wasn't that real smile. It was the "cameras still on me" kind, the kind that hides tension behind perfection, the kind royals and celebrities both learn too well. And it gets worse. Several guests inside the Ripple of Hope gala later claimed that the couple sat apart for portions of the evening. Meghan tried to keep the mood light, chatting animatedly with a few high-profile guests while Harry mostly kept quiet, eyes down, fiddling with his drink, a far cry from the power couple image they wanted to project. One insider who was seated near them said, "It was awkward, honestly. You could feel the distance. Meghan was doing all the talking, all the laughing, but Harry wasn't there mentally. He looked trapped. And it wasn't just awkward vibes. Behind the scenes, sources claim the couple got into a heated argument backstage during an intermission. Apparently, Meghan was upset that Harry's reaction on the carpet went viral so fast. Clips were already circulating online before the event had even ended. The words allegedly exchanged were short, curt, and sharp. She told him he embarrassed her. The insider said he told her he didn't care anymore. That line, "I don't care anymore," hit the internet like gasoline on fire once it leaked, because it wasn't just frustration. It was resignation. See, Harry's been on edge for months now. Multiple close friends, including a few from his military days, have revealed he's been struggling with the fame monster Meghan keeps feeding. He left one cage only to walk into another. One old friend told The Times, "At least when he was in the royal family, he had a purpose. Now he's just a supporting character in a PR circus." That red carpet outburst wasn't just a one-time slip. It was the culmination of weeks of pent-up frustration, the endless photo ops, the interviews that never quite land right, the brand deals that feel hollow. Meghan, who thrives in that world, couldn't seem to understand why her husband was suddenly refusing to play along. By the next morning, the headlines were brutal. "Red carpet, Royal Row," screamed the Daily Mail. "Harry's face says it all," teased the Mirror. Even American outlets joined in, with Page 6 calling it the most uncomfortable 2 minutes of 2025. And you know it's bad when even Meghan's Hollywood allies start to retreat. Several fashion insiders whispered that Meghan's star power was starting to dim, her flawless image cracking under the weight of overexposure. "People love drama until they're the ones attached to it," one stylist said. "No brand wants to invite tension onto their red carpet." Meanwhile, Harry reportedly spent the rest of their stay in New York avoiding press. Staffers at the hotel claim he barely left his suite, except for official engagements. While Meghan continued attending private dinners and networking meetings solo, one hotel insider spilled that they weren't together much. And when they were, the energy was cold and tense. She'd be glued to her phone, scrolling endlessly, while he'd be pacing, sometimes standing by the window, staring down at the street like his mind was miles away. You can imagine what that did to the online rumour mill. The internet's detective squad went wild, piecing things together, comparing timestamps, analysing hotel sightings, even tracking their social media silence. Some sharp-eyed viewers noticed that during Meghan's solo dinner with a well-known publicist 2 nights later, she wasn't wearing her wedding ring, a tiny detail that caused a massive storm online. Then came the moment meant to save their image, the Good Morning America interview. It was supposed to highlight their new humanitarian initiative, but all anyone could focus on was Harry's mood. Meghan was bubbly, overly polished, trying to overcompensate, while Harry sat stiff, barely cracking a smile. One viewer tweeted, "It's like watching a hostage video with really good lighting." And honestly, that's exactly what it felt like. Royal commentators pounced immediately. Lady Colin Campbell said on GB News, "It's clear Meghan is still acting, but Harry's dropped the mask. He's emotionally checked out." Piers Morgan gleefully added, "Harry's had enough of the Meghan show. You can see it in his eyes." The internet devoured it. And the narrative flipped overnight. No longer Meghan and Harry, the bold rebels, but Harry, the broken prince. Behind the scenes, things were even messier. Insiders claimed Meghan blamed Harry's moodiness for ruining their PR comeback, while he was furious about the entire trip. The press invites, the paparazzi chaos, the carefully staged leaks. He wanted privacy, not performance, one insider said. Still, this might have been his breaking point, the first time he refused to fake it. For Meghan, though, losing control of the narrative was unthinkable. She's always managed to spin every stumble into a sympathy arc, every headline into a comeback. But this time, the footage said everything. What the world saw was a man on the edge, and a woman desperately trying to hold the illusion together. To make matters worse, the palace reportedly took note too. Sources close to Buckingham Palace told The Telegraph that King Charles was not surprised by the viral moment, but deeply saddened. Apparently, he's been hoping that Harry might eventually find peace, maybe even reconciliation. But this latest PR mess only deepened the divide. It reinforced the idea that Harry's trapped in something he doesn't control, the source said. Meanwhile, back in Montecito, things were said to be icy. Meghan cancelled a planned dinner party that weekend, while Harry skipped a scheduled podcast taping. Their staffers were walking on eggshells. One employee allegedly told a reporter every small thing turned into a fight. They weren't speaking for stretches of time. By the time the dust settled, it was clear this wasn't just an awkward red carpet moment. It was a turning point, because that brief viral flash of frustration shattered the one illusion they'd clung to for years, that they were in this together. From that moment on, the cracks everyone had whispered about weren't just rumours anymore. They were playing out in real time, in high definition for the whole world to see. Behind closed doors, insiders described a chilling silence. Meghan began reaching out to allies, trying to shape the conversation before the tabloids did, while Harry reportedly withdrew further, refusing media calls and public appearances. What followed was a wave of speculation that not even the palace could contain. But what happened next? The aftermath, the desperate PR cleanup, and the way Meghan tried to spin the narrative back in her favour. That's where the real drama began, because if the red carpet showed Harry snapping, the fallout showed Meghan scrambling to regain control, and this time, even her trademark charm might not be enough to save the story. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment for more royal updates and inside stories.